another week of ZTGD Radio. This is episode 731 for January 30th, 2023. I didn't fuck it up this week, but I'll probably fuck it up another week. On the show this week, we got Drew.
Who are you people?
Who are you people? We got Anthony.
What podcast is this now?
I don't remember.
All right.
And we got Turd.
What do you mean, you people?
That's
Oh,
that's
I
what
knew it
was
was coming.
waiting on.
I knew it was coming.
I was hoping I was second.
That's that new movie on Netflix starring Eddie Murphy and what's his name?
Hey.
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill, you know what? I watched it last night. It was funny. It was really funny.
I heard it's funny. I miss Eddie Murphy in the Comedy Center.
I do too. God, I miss it. It was good. He did good too. He wasn't as funny as like Delirious or like back in the day, but he was good. Like I'm excited for Beverly Hills Cop, but I think he has something else that's about to come out.
Does he
this year, next
age
year.
like at all?
Apparently not, because he still look good. I'm like, dang,
He's in his
nigga still-
60s, right?
He
I
has
think
to
so,
be.
yeah.
He has to be.
He's got to be in the 60s.
Which is crazy. He looks like he's in his late 30s at best.
61.
61 years old. Look at that.
That's crazy. That's
Man,
crazy.
spelt
That's what they say. Black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
That's what they
Yeah.
say.
No kidding.
I hope when I get old, I still look like.
What do you mean
I
when?
probably won't. Well, right, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, I was
even
gonna
60 yet.
say when do you mean get?
When I get that old, you know what I mean? When I get to his age. But yeah, no, it is funny. Yeah, so you should definitely check it out. But go ahead. This ain't, sorry.
No, you good. I was just chilling over here listening to this conversation. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. There's a new name, there's a new icon, there's all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go into details because frankly, I don't know them. I have not been privy. We just made the decision to change.
You're the editor-in-chief, though. You need to know this stuff, man.
Of my own site.
This is true.
To be fair, I think we hung around as long as we did because we were good friends with the owner, and now he's not there. So
There you go.
that's where it's at.
Hopefully he's still listening.
Oh yeah, I'd almost guarantee he definitely still listens. And last time I chatted with him, he had the flu, so I hope he's better.
If you're listening, spend your time better.
No kidding, right?
Oh,
This podcast? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Just
Anyway,
imagine him sick sick, strapped to a bed. They're not letting him leave, and they're forcing him to listen.
I mean that's how we get answers out in Guantanamo.
Wow.
That Nickelback.
Play some Nickelback in between the. Speaking of music, I don't think there'll be a musical intro on this song unless I can find some like royalty-free chiptune music or something. Because I didn't have anything prepared for that.
Yeah, that's true. We had to drop both our theme songs.
Yeah, because that's not the right name. But anyway, video games. That's what y'all are here to talk about. And holy shit, there's a lot of video games. We're gonna kick it off with Drew. See what he's been playing.
Well, truth be told, not much.
God damn it!
I take that back. So everybody knows that I run a podcast called ZTGD Phoenix Down.
I thought it was just called Phoenix Down. Okay.
Well,
It
if you look on the icon,
GD presents
Phoenix Down.
down.
So yeah, we've always been the ZTGD podcast. So you're the imitation.
I know, right?
But I've been playing the new Phoenix Down game, which is Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Good game.
It's a very good game. I actually am enjoying this change of pace. It's definitely different from the original Yakuzas. It's a turn-based role-playing game, which I'm talking about a game that came out in 2019 as if it's not been 4 years. So, but yeah, no, it's actually really cool. I do like it seems to not be taking itself overly serious like the other games did.
Oh God, no, this one's not serious at all.
And I like I'm in chapter 4 right now. and I kind of like Ichi is a way more likable character than Kiryu is. I mean, that's the only thing I can think. He's just. I guess he's more charismatic. While Kiryu definitely was charismatic, he was always more of a stoic, silent guy who was thrown in these wacky situations. While we now have a wacky dude thrown in some serious situations. So it's so far I'm enjoying it. I heard a couple people tell me that there is a major difficulty spike about halfway through that game.
Oh, you have no idea.
I did look up and to figure out where I needed to start figuring out how to deal with that difficulty spike. Apparently, it is a major boss fight that is spoilers, so I'm not going to talk about it. But apparently,
building.
Yeah, there's a major boss fight against two characters. That when you reach it, typically people are around level 35 to 37, and the two bosses are level 50. So, from what I understand, right before you go into that quote dungeon with the boss, the game introduces you to the Battle Coliseum, which has been in every Yakuza game. And most people have suggested when you get introduced to the Battle Coliseum, go do a good amount of it.
And also grind the sewers, too.
It'll help you power level. So
you definitely need it, because the first time I did that boss fight, I think I spent an hour and a half on it and still lost. Because all I did was I just kept having, what's her name, like, keep healing the other two characters, and basically it was just, they would hit me, heal, hit me, heal, hit me, heal.
So how many party members can you have active at a time?
I think it's 4, right?
4? Okay, I don't know. I haven't. So far, I've only had 2 party members, and I've only had 2 at the most.
Yeah, you'll get the 4.
Okay.
Did you use your summons on that fight, Ken? The
phone call?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you only get 1, right?
I think. Well, see, there was one boss fight. I couldn't remember if it was that one or not, where you couldn't use the summons. But you're right. That fucking fight. Yeah.
That's what I was like. I threw my hands up. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
So I hear that that like you're talking about the summons and stuff like that. You can unlock more summons by doing the sub stories.
Yeah. So you'll meet people, and basically your summons are like different. So like the I'm sure you've seen the. What is it, the Crawdad mission or whatever?
I haven't got to that yet.
Oh, it's there. You just probably haven't talked to him yet. He's like hanging out by the bridge.
Yeah.
But the first one you get is unavoidable. It's the big puffy dude. Like you bump into him and like he gives you his phone number.
Oh, the guy who runs like the escort.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I ran into him, but I haven't received a phone call from him again.
Yeah, you'll get that, and that's how it works.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. But so far, I'm enjoying it. I like it. It looks fantastic. Holy crap, that game looks great.
Yeah.
I've been playing that. I know some of you guys have noticed me doing this. I, for some reason, have got into casual games.
You're getting old.
Particularly Microsoft Solitaire collection.
I play a
You're
game
the
of that.
one.
I play a game of that every day while I'm at work. Like if I get bumped at work, I'll just pop up some Solitaire.
Yeah. So the Microsoft Solitaire collection for PC is actually really solid. It's got like 5 different types of games. There's events that goes on every day. There's the daily challenges. And to be honest with you, I've gotten into doing all the daily challenges and, participating in the events and stuff like that. I've actually really gotten into it. And hey, if you want to get some pretty good achievements, that game's pretty easy to get achievements in.
I fucking knew it. It's all just a grind to get. I hate you, cheap bastard.
I have never paid for Game Pass.
I'm not even mad at that. I wish
he has. Here's the thing. He has. It's just with time rather than money.
I have plenty of time.
Really? Because you don't ever
I've
play
got-
Overwatch?
Fuck you, dude. Are you really gonna try to have that conversation?
I've got
in this
too
group?
much time on my hands.
Don't fucking quote Sticks. You're not cool.
But I have got into. It's a solid collection. It really is. It's fun. And that's one of those games where it doesn't matter how many times you can play it, you're always going to get a different game, kind of thing. Which I've been having fun with that.
I don't know how to play solitaire.
Like
What?
the original Solitaire. There's
I don't know how to
multiple
play it.
different games.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
no.
I thought that was common knowledge that you just knew
I
how
know,
to play
right?
solitaire.
No, I have never, and it's funny too because my wife she doesn't play the Microsoft one, but she plays one on her phone like all the time. And I've tried a bunch of different times, but like I've never actually like followed rules because back in the day when you'd open up Solitaire, they just give you the board with the cards, right? They don't explain nothing. So I just was like, okay, so I kind of figured it out, but I never spent enough time to really. Yeah, I have no idea how to play Solitaire.
Holy shit, man!
I know.
Well, the Solitaire collection has a really good tutorial that will show you how to play.
Oh, good. Sweet. Okay, it has tutorial.
Yeah.
I see it installed on my computer, like on my Xbox thing. I never installed it, so I guess it comes
It
installed.
comes with it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
It's
so,
the
all
only
right.
thing Windows still installs. It's like fucking,
Nice.
you get solitaire.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And,
Go ahead, my
and
bad.
they have like different ones. They got like Free Cell. They've got Solitaire, which Spider, good God, I still can't win a game of that. I suck at that. They got Tri-Peaks, which is actually really fun, and then they've got Pyramid, all of which have different rules.
Do they have tutorials for them?
They have tutorials for every version.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm look at it. All right.
No, it's fun. Like it's one of those where like I want to unwind before I go to bed kind of thing. I'll play a couple of games of Solitaire.
Okay. All right. See, I've been doing power washing. That's how I've been unwind. I realized that last night.
Snap!
I was watching the Mars rover, and I was like, "What the fuck? It is 2:30 in the morning, and I'm out here power washing the Mars rover. What in the world?"
Oh man, I can't wait to watch Lara Croft's Mansion on Tuesday.
Man, me too. Me too. All right, go ahead, Drew. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good. That's to be honest with you, that's pretty much it. I mean, I played a few things like here and there on the Xbox, but nothing of note. Just just small like check this out or something. I want to try Hi-Fi Rush, but I have not downloaded it to try it out. In fact, I don't even know what that game really is.
Oh, brother, it's so good.
It's very good. It's so
Oh,
good.
it's so good.
Is it just like an action game? Is that what it
It's
is?
an action game, but it's got rhythm background to it. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, if you're done, we're gonna move on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right. Well, I'll move on to Anthony.
I can't play Hi-Fi Rush because it's new.
It's
consoles
next gen
only.
only. Yeah, we're fine. This
Yeah.
is the year, Anthony, where the new games you ain't
It's
gonna
fine.
get to play.
That's fine. I got too much shit to play that isn't new. I'm only gonna talk about a couple things because I have to write reviews about other ones. But I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors.
Really, I hadn't noticed.
Shut up, Ken. I love that game. Boy, screenshots really did not do that game any favors. Because the if you look at his screenshots, it looks terrible, in my opinion. In motion, it's a lot, like a lot. But what I'm really finding joy in is the sort of ingenious secrets that are in that game and weird events that happen. I just got the yellow sign, I think is what it's called, which changes an aspect of the game, but the event in which it happens is triggered so I didn't know what I was going into, and then it happened, and it was so weird, and the way it like celebrates you getting it, like feels like the game is breaking down. Like it's so fucking cool. And then a friend brought up the fact that there's another game like that, sort of, called Loop Hero. So I was like, you know what? I have that free on Epic. Let's start that up. Holy shit, it's taking over my life already. I wanted to play Loop Hero when it came out, but then it was free on Epic, and I was like, oh, I'll play it at some point. And now I'm playing it, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of the shit. I love this game. Did anybody else play Loop Hero?
Nope.
Never
No,
heard
I'm
of
looking it
until
up.
just now.
Yeah, because
That's
I
a
didn't know what it
Devolver
was.
jam, right?
It is, yeah. So, Ken, you're gonna say like, oh, this doesn't sound like it's for me, but like, give me a minute. So the idea is that the world is destroyed, and you are like you somehow survived, and the world is just a looping path, and there's some slime enemies on it. Each path is different. Like it's gonna probably mention roguelike, but that's really just because like nothing is consistent. I don't see the rogue elements here. Because you kind of know what you're constantly going to have and what you aren't. So you walk along the path, you defeat some enemies. Some enemies drop like equipment. Others enemies drop what are essentially like cards. The cards are like, when I say cards, it's just that's how they are kind of presented, but they're pieces of the world you can put back. Some go on the path you walk, others go like just to the left and right of the path, and others are like for the far distance. And you're trying to collect resources to rebuild the world. And certain tiles give you different resources, but they also summon different enemies. So you're constantly trying to build something that's strong enough that you're gonna get like that. World that you're trying to build is like, oh, I can get enough supplies doing this. But the problem is with every new tile, you introduce new enemies. And you can only have 12 cards in your deck, I guess if you want to call it that. But having certain cards with other cards cause things to happen. So, this is a spoiler. If you put enough stone tiles down on, like, I think it's 12 stone tiles next to each other in like a square, like a rectangle, it causes a mountain range. So you get a bunch of extra supplies, but every 2 days, and that's not a loop, there's like a day timer that happens as well. Every 2 days it summons a harpy, and that harpy will go and land on any tile on the path. And then you fight it like in an RPG, but it's all automated. So your characters everything's automated, and you're sort of trying to do these things in between the automation. I'm kind of blown away at how crazy some of the shit can get. Like, there's a tile that it can only be placed next to a forest, and the forest always summons dogs, and the dogs can move off their tile. So it's more of a strategy game than a rogue, like, in my opinion. Like, if you played a strategy game, like, Command and Conquer or StarCraft, like, the enemy doesn't always do the same thing. It's all based on what's happening around you. There is a sense of randomization, but, like, the slimes always attack like slimes. You kind of know, like, if you put down a vampire mansion, it's going to summon a vampire on the tiles next to it. So, yeah, I really addicted to playing Loop Hero because I just have it going while I'm doing other stuff on the computer and just interact with it when I have to. And then the other game I played was Pixel Lines. And Pixel Lines is a puzzle game on Switch that is sort of like Picross, but instead of like having to do like logic puzzles, it's like it tells you a beginning and end point, and you have to figure out, like, it'll be like a black 7, and you have to connect a line that takes 7 tiles between the two ends. So it'll be 5 tiles between. And that's how many are in that line. So you're making images, but you're trying to figure out where these lines go, and you'll think you'll have it right, and then you'll have to redo almost the whole puzzle at certain points because, like, one line is off. I really love it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it for me.
That's it.
I have Wonder Boy, Wonder Boy's Wonder Boy. The Rabbids party game is fun. It's Rabbids. I don't know what else to say. Overwatch is Overwatch. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I have not played this week. I played like once last week. I don't know how I feel about the game anymore.
I don't know how that
ain't
game
much
feels about
changed.
itself. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
it definitely hates its fans. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fact that they said, "Oh yeah, we're going to do some changes to Roadhog," and they do the one change that I don't necessarily care about. I care about not being able to kill the character.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what though?
It's changed.
It's nice.
It's definitely different now. He's not being run in every match anymore.
Yeah, the fact that he can't one shot has like stopped people playing him all the time, and because like I've gotten, I mean, because I play aggressively, I've gotten hooked a couple of times and like been able to kill him. And usually I would have gotten killed by that one shot. So I don't know. It did do something, but you're right. Like his health needs or defense or something. Like it's just a sponge, man. Like if the whole team ain't shooting at him, he just gonna live.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right, we'll move on to Terrence.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still doing Anthony, but that's fine.
said he was
I played
done.
some. Oh, okay. Well, I missed that part. But I'm sorry.
Should be.
I played Overwatch as well. And it's it's Overwatch. I played Midnight Suns. The Deadpool DLC came out, which is really good because Deadpool is funny.
What did that actually add besides just adding a character?
So it added a story. So he has his own story beats. It added a new enemies, which were vampires. It also added an upgrade to the which actually comes in handy. He got
They're called Morbs. Please recognize.
Oh, Morbs. Yes, sorry, they added some Morbs. Actually, the vampires, it's vampires with a Y, and of course they make a joke of why it's spelled differently than normal vampires.
Well, that's how they spelled Empire in the comic crossover.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Too, right? Yeah,
Yep.
I bet it's so they can trademark it.
Probably is. But yeah, so he added the new enemies. He added a couple of story missions. And then he also added an upgrade to the Abbey, which allows you to you can discard one of your cards now, which again, your cards are your attacks. And if you discard them, you get an extra move, which sounds like it's not a good thing, but it actually is super important because positioning matters a lot in this game because there's so many environmental stuff that can affect you, like barrels that'll explode, little electrical ley lines, little crazy stuff, and the enemies will use that to their advantage as well. But then if you upgrade that, you get not only when you discard that extra move, but you also get an extra shove. And what that is you can reposition yourself and then like go to an enemy and you can knock them back. So in essence, you can position them so you can knock them, around an explosive barrel and have somebody else blow up the barrel for a ton of damage, or you can knock them into something to stun them and stuff like that. So he actually added a lot of useful utility to the game. But what I'm curious is if the story beats that started here, because I really want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it. If the story beats that they started here are going to continue throughout with the other DLC characters, because they introduced, and she was in the trailer, they introduced Sin, which is Red Skull's granddaughter. And Red Skull comes into play later in the game. You don't see him; he's of course dead, but they talk about him. He has some importance. But they introduced Sin and the person who she's working for through these Deadpool story missions, and it's like, oh shoot, like I'm like hyped, like I want to see where this goes. So I'm curious because Venom is coming, Storm, and Morbin Time. Now I could see one of those characters.
Name now is just Morbin Time.
Yeah, man, that's what. You know what? I ain't even seen that movie, and it's like on my Netflix thing.
I haven't seen it either, and yeah, every time I see it on Netflix, I'm like, do I really got 2 hours to do this? Nah.
I do the same thing. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, so I could see like one of them continuing on the story, but I don't know. I'm curious. But this game is good, y'all. I'm telling you, I picked this game to get like the story is good. Like even the ending to the base game seeds some stuff to. I don't know if it's going to be a sequel or if it's going to be addressed with DLC, but it also ties into the Deadpool thing because he hints about who he's working for because he's a mercenary. And, he's working for a physician based out of Latveria is what all he's telling them. So take that for what you will. I don't know specifically who that is or who that could be, but, but the game is good. So, yeah. What else did I play? Hi-Fi Rush. Oh, my God. Hi-Fi Rush is so much fun. And it's beautiful.
There's never been a better...
What's
that? Go ahead. Sorry.
I wanted to play it when I heard that there's Nine Inch Nails music in it, and I was like, and then I found out it was a series.
Yeah, that game is the cell shading in that game is unparalleled. I've never seen it look that good.
Never. Like we would talk about not even me actually. It was some friends would tell me they would talk about video games getting to a point where they would look like a Pixar movie, right? So it would just look real, like that kind of level of realism or whatever. And the cell shading and stuff just looks straight up like a cartoon. Like it doesn't even look like a video game. Like it's so well done. Like I've never seen, because I played Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is cell shaded because it's Dragon Ball Z. And I mean it came out a couple years ago, yeah, but like my God, like it looked like hot garbage compared to what Hi-Fi Rush looks like.
It is absolutely beautiful. Like, I think the thing that threw me the first time was like when you're walking through at the beginning and the video screen pops up with Rekka on it, and like she's jumping out of the screen. I was like, holy shit, this could be a goddamn movie.
Yep. Yeah. And then I mean, just beyond the graphics, like the gameplay is so good, and it's it's rhythm based, so it's a Devil May Cry-esque action game with rhythm. So, but it's not punishing with the rhythm stuff. So like you'll get bonus damage if you manage to keep the time with your combos and you can hit those notes. But if you don't, well, your attacks still land on the beat, so you'll get that first kind of hit of it. But yeah, it does. The game doesn't penalize you for not doing that. Like you can still, play like Devil May Cry. It even has like that grade system, and the music like swells and gets better, like the better the grades get. Which, oh my God, I love once you hit S and they're just chanting chai, 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 like hype on the beat, like beating up, like it's I don't know, it's oh God, it's a great game.
Yeah, and then once you start getting like your extra move, like once you get the grapple, and then you get like teammates and like you're juggling all the combos. It's so good.
Yep, it does, and it sounds like it's overwhelming, but it all flows very well. The only thing I don't like, I don't know how you feel, is the dodge on the bumper. I had to switch that. I don't.
Yeah, it's on the wrong bumper. It's on the wrong bumper. Like it feels off. There is a couple things that I have issues with. So I feel one of the things I really love is like it's not just the combat that flows to the music, like the platforming does too.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the platforming feels a little bit off. Like some of the platforms you'll jump to and you're like, do I need to make a double jump? And you don't, and it doesn't work. And then other ones you feel like, yeah, this is definitely a double jump, and then you overshoot it. Like it just feels a little off.
Yeah.
Yep. And then my other complaint is that every level is fucking long.
Yes.
It goes on forever. But it's not even like that long of a game. It's like 6 to 8 hours, but like the levels feel way like there needs to be. It's not that it doesn't save, because it does.
Yeah.
But it kind of needs to tell you that it's saving, other than that, because there's so much shit going on the screen, you don't notice that little autosave icon. You never notice it. So, like, I need the game to be like, all right, you hit a checkpoint, you can quit if you want to. Because otherwise I'm like, well, when was the last time it saved? Because I don't remember, and I need to take a break or something. Because those levels are very long.
They are. Yeah, I think I'm only on chapter 3 or verse 3 or 4.
I just beat Rekka and went back to the hub, so that's where I am.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm past you. I've beaten the next boss after Rekka. So I guess I'm the level after that. Okay.
It's so good though.
It is, yeah. And not even just the platforming moves, like literally the world moves to the beat. Like freaking signpost or bouncing to the beat of of everything. Like I don't know, it's very well done. It's very well done. And surprising from I can't think of dude's
Tango
name.
Gameworks.
Yeah, Resident Evil dude, which,
But he wasn't the director. He wasn't the director, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did say that when he presented it.
It's actually the director of the Evil Within 2 that made this game.
Oh, wow. Okay. I haven't played Evil Within. Those two robots that I liked.
That's Sebastian and yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I saw it on Twitter and I was like, oh, snap. Okay, there already is a game with them. I guess I got to play Evil Within.
Oh, oh God, Evil Within. Make sure you play the first one first, because if you play the second one first, you won't. The first one's not as good.
Does it feel dated though at this point? Because
the first one probably does a little bit. The second one definitely not.
Okay.
That's why you got to play the first one first, because the second one is so much better.
I got
the first one.
Yeah, it's
the
rough.
first one feels dated. Yeah,
absolutely.
I tried playing that not too long ago and was like, I'm gonna put this on a break.
Yeah.
The second one is superb.
Yeah, that second game is wow. Like that's why everybody wants the third one, because the second one was so good.
But I'm assuming I need to play the first one to understand what's happening.
It helps for sure, but if you can't finish it, just kind of get a synopsis of the story, because it is hard to go back to now.
It's very hard to go back to.
Okay.
Oh man, that second game is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Game Pass, so yeah, I'll add that to the list. All right. I know. I mean, well, look, outside of that, I mean, I played a lot of Monster Hunter Rise because that's what I do.
I did too. I should have mentioned that.
All right, did you switch? So I started when I started playing, I was using the hunting horn. I'm like on I think like 6-star missions now. And I switched over to the longsword, which I like a whole lot. I don't know what weapon were you running?
I changed it up. So I played hunting horn on the Switch. That was my main. Hunting horn is like, oh man, it's so good.
I like horn.
But I wanted to try something different, so I've been messing around with the great sword. That's a hard weapon to play. It's all about timing, and if you don't have your timing right, you're pretty much screwed. Longsword's a really good one. That's been a top tier weapon in Monster Hunter for years. I'm talking like 3 different generations of Monster Hunter games. From what I understand, Sunbreak, right? So Sunbreak adds a bunch of stuff, new moves and stuff like that. From what I understand, when Sunbreak finally does come out, and if you do get it, the changes that they made in that game, the dual blades is apparently like the S tier weapon. So
I was looking at trying those too. Okay.
Very fast. The dual blades are like you get small hits in, but every time you hit, like if you're using an elemental thing, you're proccing elemental stuff constantly because you're getting so many hits in.
Yeah.
So I think I think they really push like elemental weapons in Sunbreak.
Okay.
So, but play what you want. That's the biggest thing. Is whatever's fun to play for you.
There's so much choice, and in that it's almost overwhelming because there's so much stuff to do.
Changing a weapon in a Monster Hunter game is almost like playing a different game.
Yeah, it definitely is. Because I went to the training thing before I committed the use of the sword, and then I started at the low end one, so I built up and built low end and leveled up to get to where I could do the 6-star ones where I'm at now with the sword and everything. And yeah, it's like a completely different game. It needs a different play style than the hunting horn. So I can only imagine what the dual blade is going to be like. That's super fast like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rise is a fantastic game.
Controls are the controls are a lot. I will give you.
You wanna climb up this mountain. You gotta hold LB, press X, pull left on the D-pad, and then click in on the right stick while doing a handstand. Climb a
Imagine
mountain.
doing all that, right, on a 3DS.
I'm just going to tell you, in Assassin's
God
Creed, you
bless
hold
y'all.
one button to climb a mountain, okay?
That's
Fuck off,
true.
Monster Hunter. Why you got to be so complex?
It is
Because it's always been that way, dude.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to stay that way. You can't evolve and move past shitty controls. I'm sorry.
There's so many things in that game that you can oh man.
But they make simple actions complicated. That's why I quit playing it. Like, I went into the challenge area, and it's like, we need you to get on the back of this beetle and kill this dude. And, like, to get on the back of the beetle, I gotta press 4 buttons. I'm like, motherfucker, in GTA, I press triangle, get in the car. Like, this is not a hard thing to solve. Press 1 button, get on beetle.
You're not wrong, but I honestly, if I wasn't as deep in this game as I am now, I would totally be on your side of the fence, like yelling the same stuff.
I've never said the game ain't good. I know the game is good, but Capcom,
Right.
come on.
Yeah. Once you start playing it though, and Drew can probably attest to this, you get used to it. Like, you adapt. Like, it was difficult at first, but now those controls, it's second nature. Like, I'm fine with the controls now, but it was a struggle.
I feel like the same dudes out here going, you just gotta get used to the controls from Monster Hunter Rise, are the same dudes out here going, man, GoldenEye's controls have not aged well.
Yeah.
You know,
God, I knew there was something else.
I didn't even play that. Did you play it?
About that?
I played it.
We talk about GoldenEye?
Go ahead.
We
talk
talk about
that.
GoldenEye?
Go ahead, because I didn't play it. Go ahead.
Motherfucking GoldenEye.
It's GoldenEye. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, and it play. I'll tell you this. It plays a lot better because it's got auto aim now.
Well, okay.
So
Really?
everybody
It
should
plays-
hell up.
It always did. It always did.
It plays much better if you're playing on the Xbox.
Well, I have an issue in general.
What do you mean? Where else would you be
Switch
playing?
version does not have
Switch.
dual analog controls, motherfucker.
Are you serious?
Yep.
You have to separate. Like, you have to have 2 controllers to get analog.
Yeah, they
Why would
straight
they
up
do that?
they straight up just put the fucking ROM on there and didn't change anything. It's bad.
Oh man!
So there always has been dual analog control inside GoldenEye. You need 2 controllers.
I actually never knew that.
Yeah, you just plug in a second controller and then you can hold one in each hand. You can have dual analog.
And you actually fire the. But anyways, my issue with this is that when they announced this, it was weirdly timed after the leak of the Xbox 360 version.
One made by 4J, right?
Yes, the people that have ported Minecraft and did the Banjo-Kazooie ports for the 360 that are actually way better than the original. So I was like, oh wow, so we're actually going to see that. Because there was a bunch of work. That game was done. It leaked, 3 years ago, maybe at this point? I think it was actually more like 2.
Yeah.
I think it was the first year of the pandemic. And I was like, oh shit. Like, they did a lot of work. That game looked better. That game ran better. Like, this is what that studio was known for at the time. I don't know what they do now. I don't know if they're with Microsoft anymore either. But I was like, okay, cool. And then I started up, and I'm like, this looks like the N64 version. And while there are changes, this is definitely not the 4J version. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna play this version. Like, it's just not what I thought this was going to be. Because at this point, like, I would recommend neither of these versions of GoldenEye as a modern replacement for just playing the original.
But it's
Because at least with the original,
that's true. But the thing is it's so hard to play the original that for most people,
no, I understand that. But what I'm saying is like, if you have the original and you have the ability to play it with friends, neither of these are a great replacement.
No, it's basically just the same game.
And
Does
that's
it have online multiplayer?
No, only on the Switch. But it's split screen.
On the Switch?
It's still split screen.
Split screen.
Yeah.
You can play online multiplayer on the Switch, but not the Xbox. And when you do play online multiplayer, it's split screen.
It's so the reason the online multiplayer is not built into the game. What it is the Nintendo Switch Online's N64 piece has like, think of it like Parsec, where you can just connect to other people and they basically take controller too.
Oh,
that's how it works.
So in my mind, and I realized they didn't announce this, but when GoldenEye was announced that it was coming to both, I thought we were going to get the 4J version, and I was willing to take the hit for no multiplayer, because I still like the campaign of GoldenEye, because I thought we were getting an updated version at least.
No, Nintendo said fuck you.
And my issue with this is that, like, yeah, this game isn't going to feel great. So it's like, because it's not really modernized. Like, they've done workarounds for the controls, but like, it's, if you go and play Perfect Dark, the 4J game, also 4J, god damn, that game feels modern still. And they didn't do that with this, and it's like, man, that's a bummer.
It's all because Nintendo doesn't want to give up the code to that. Like, they don't want to allow it to happen. Not only that, but it's just like, I don't know, man. Nintendo's really funky with that GoldenEye license. They always have been. I mean, for the fact that it took how many years to get a ROM out on these systems?
Well, I mean, that's partially also because, like, who owned the James Bond license at the time, and it was exclusive to EA and then Activision. And why would you want to do deals with them? Right? So I understood that, but as soon as it's no longer, like, no one has the James Bond license locked down anymore, publisher-wise. I think a lot of IP holders realize that's a bad idea, because eventually they just stop making games when they don't sell as much. So, they're doing the IO interactive game now. Like, the Star Wars license isn't locked to EA. So I'm like, oh, okay, so we're gonna get it, and like, I can understand why Nintendo wouldn't play ball with another publisher, especially two that don't really give a shit about their consoles. EA and although EA at the time, like, GameCube gave a shit, but EA couldn't care less, and neither could Activision. So, but yeah, I don't know. I was hoping that we'd have something that was archival version of GoldenEye, which I would say the Perfect Dark from Rare Replay is the archival version. It is perfect. That it plays like you remember the game playing, not how it actually plays. And that's the problem with this GoldenEye. It's like, alright, well, I can still see the faults of the controller in this game. Because they just didn't rework it. And it's weird, because you pause the menu and it shows your Xbox controller, so it's like, okay, I can...
It's also weird that fucking... you could only... It's worth noting that if you have the disc version of Rare Replay, you don't get this.
Huh.
Really?
Yep. It's only if you own it digitally or if you have Game Pass. And you can't buy it.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Wait, you can't buy GoldenEye?
Nope. It's not for sale on either system.
What?
I'm telling you, the license to this game is fucked up, and I don't know what the ins and outs are. I'm not a lawyer, never will be. So
here's just a free game.
if you have Game Pass or if you have the digital version of Rare Replay, you get it. But you cannot buy it, and if you have the disc version of Rare Replay, you cannot get it.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's weird. And on Switch, obviously, the only way you get it is if you pay for the bigger version of NSO. So,
dude, this is weird.
GoldenEye's been weird for years. I mean, Phil even tweeted about it. He was like, "It's been a long journey to get this thing out."
Did they add anything to Rare Replay?
This doesn't launch through Rare Replay.
Oh.
It launches and it shows the Rare Replay like logo in the corner, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's not actually
very odd. I realized they never announced that it was going to be a specific version of it, but like, it was hard not to make that logical jump in my brain, anyways, when it was kind of big news that 360 version leaked.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was complete. So.
That's
I still
really
love
weird.
the game. I still
Yeah, I
love
do too.
GoldenEye. Yeah.
I mean, I played it. I went and shot Dr. Doak in the kneecaps, and he pulled out a gun and shot me.
I
And then
love
I
that
shot
game.
him and failed the mission. So there
I
you
mean,
go.
there's something satisfying about going through that game. It's just like the way you'll shoot people and like the visual language of like when they drop their gun, you know they're dead kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love playing that game.
Every time you shoot a guy, the sounds they make.
What I like about that game and Perfect Dark that isn't done elsewhere is just the mission structure.
Yeah, that's cool. I like how you can actually beat the level, but you don't win because you forgot to do something. Like, that's cool.
Yeah. I'll have to download it.
I mean,
Okay.
it's GoldenEye.
It's
That's all it is.
GoldenEye. Yeah, it's fine.
To be honest with you, I thought it was going to be rougher than what I thought. So
You should
I was
go,
pleasantly surprised.
If you had NSO, you should go play that version if you want to remember how rough it was.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Whew. All right. So that we pivoted off of Monster Hunter to GoldenEye. Terrence, did you have anything else?
Yes, but I don't think I can talk about that one. But I think the review for it is coming out.
I don't know which one you're
this
talking
week.
about.
The Boomer Shooter, the one that is coming out. Well, it's already on PC. Well, I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to talk about that one.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's out this week. So no, can't talk about that one.
The last thing I'll end with then, and this will be, you probably were going to talk about it. I played the demo, but the Forspoken demo.
Oh, yes.
I finally got to play it because I still don't have my PlayStation. I played it on PC. I enjoyed what I played. Now, is there issues? Yeah. Does the enemies blend in with the freaking environment as you run around? Yeah. I don't understand what that's about. But the gameplay, like moving through that world, like the parkour and the combat, like the magic stuff, is super dope. In the demo, it's extraordinarily overwhelming because they just give it all to you. But like, I just kind of took a while and found an area of the map and went through each thing and kind of figured it out. And it's very satisfying. So I'm more than likely going to pick this up when it hits a sale, which I'm probably going to pick it up on PC since it sounds like PlayStation has issues. But yeah, so that's all I got. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure you'll probably talk about that since you're playing.
Yes. I'm actually like 5 hours, 6 maybe, into Forspoken, and I have a lot to say about Forspoken. So I'll start off by saying the opening of that game is not at all what I had expected it to be, and it goes on way too long. And then once you actually get into the game itself, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. Being able to kind of build up, getting used to the spells and the magic and learning how they work and learning that you can charge and you've got your main attack spell, you've got your, it's basically right trigger, left trigger. Your right trigger is your main attacks, your left trigger, your support magic, and then you can swap between them by holding down like the R1 or L1 and changing spells. One of the things I really like is in the accessibility menu, you can set it to basically just switch to the magic that's not on cooldown. So like, you can just have it switch, like most of your magic stays on a cooldown, so like you'll get this little plant that shoots poison things, or you'll get this bind spell, and they have these cooldowns. Well, if you switch that button on, it always swaps to the magic spell that doesn't have a cooldown right now, so you can swap magics like on the fly, and just, you can see it down in the bottom left corner, like here's the one that's selected.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
And then like the battles also have like your magic parkour, so like you can kind of dodge out of the way, so it's got timing based dodges, and like the combat can get really, really fun. The enemies do get better. Like there's some really epic kind of enemies. Like there's these dungeons, I think they're called labyrinths, and basically you can go down in these labyrinths and you weave your way through them, and then when you get to the end you fight this big giant boss, and those are really fun. My biggest issues with this game is that the open world just feels unnecessary. Like, I feel like this is one of those games where if you just follow the critical path, you're going to have a good time. You're going to have about a 15 to 20 hour fun romp, good game. The side stuff is just not that interesting. Outside of the labyrinths, I really haven't found anything that I'm like, oh yeah, I see this on the map, I should go do that. I'm trying to think like I'm only like 6 hours in, so I'm like still on the first story beat. The dialogue that everybody's talking about, I tweeted this out the other day, but I think y'all are just looking in a mirror. Like, just wait on any fucking video game event and go on Twitter, and it's basically the dialogue to Forspoken. The difference is y'all think you're funny, and you think this is bad writing. So, I'm just throwing that out there. It doesn't really bother me that much. Like, she replies a lot of the times the way, like, I feel like I would reply if I was in that situation.
That's what I was kind of getting from the, like, I was like, man, I feel like I'd say the same thing. I mean, she does, like, cuss a lot. Like,
yeah, she does.
Says fuck and stuff, but, like, my wife cusses a lot. Like, a lot. So, I mean, it's fine.
People cuss a lot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
If you guys,
it's fine.
Like, seriously,
I didn't learn to swear in a vacuum.
If you were thrown into a world and a dragon showed up, you'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Exactly. Like, I'm like, I didn't really get, like, everybody was like, oh, this is so cringe. I was like, I mean, they're trying to market yeah, it's whatever. Like, I mean, I feel like I would probably run that down. Like, you just got thrown into a magical world. There's dragons chasing you and imps and they're talking cuffs. Like, I would freak out too. I don't know. I think that was a little harsh.
Have you seen your Twitter feed? Your Twitter feed is cringe.
They're marketing, yeah, it's cringe. Yeah, they're marketing to you.
Exactly. Like, you're looking in a mirror and you're complaining about that dialogue, but it's your dialogue. Like,
right. It's, oh, man. Yeah, that's funny. But go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I'm happy you're enjoying it.
I am enjoying it. I definitely don't feel like it's a $70 game, which is crazy that it's $70 on PC as well. Like, that's bananas.
Yeah. Like, what the heck?
Like, and performance-wise, it's been fine for me. I put it on performance mode, and I don't have any issues. There is a ray tracing mode. I turned it on, didn't see a huge difference, so I was like, yeah, I'll leave that performance mode on. It looks fine.
But ray tracing just ended up being like a buzzword.
It totally is. Like, there hasn't been a game where I turned the ray tracing on and I was like, oh yeah, I need this.
Watch Dogs.
I still didn't need it. The screen space reflections were fine.
But it did look better with the ray tracing on.
Sure, but when I'm playing, it's not going to be that much of a difference.
That's true.
I will take the performance. I will take 60 frames per second is very noticeable to me. Ray tracing is not.
Yeah. I want the frames over the rays any day of the week. Give me the frames.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Every game, like, I don't think I've played through any game with ray tracing on. Nope. Like, I just haven't. So, but no, Forspoken is a pretty cool game. I will try to continue to finish it. I kind of just want to mainline it at this point because, like I said, I've done one of every type of open world activity, and I don't find any of them all that intriguing, except for the labyrinths. So.
In the real quick, sorry, in the dungeons, is the seeing the enemies a problem in that too? Like, because in the open world, like, they literally blend in with like the grass and stuff that you're running around, and the music will pick up before you even notice something is there.
No,
like,
it's kind of the same in the dungeons except for the boss.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, the bosses all stand out. Like, when you're running through the open world, there's like these big boss creatures which are kind of like they're like events. And those stick out because they're like red. So like they'll stand out. But every other enemy, nah. They just kind of blend into the background.
That's so weird. All right. Okay.
Yeah. It's a weird choice. They should have put some like outlines around the enemies or something, because you can literally be walking and you'll hear the music. You're like, oh shit, there's some zombies around.
Yeah. Like, where are they at? Oh, there they go. Like,
Cuff will call them out. He's like, danger ahead. I'm like, where?
Where? Like, can I get an arrow? Like.
Oh goodness. All right. Some other stuff I played. I've just for you, Terrence. I went back and revisited Stranglehold. Yeah, nah. Nah. The controls of that game were not good.
Okay. I was worried about that too. I was like, man, I don't think it's gonna hold up.
Nope, it did not. It might be better on PC with a mouse and keyboard, but nah, on the 360, it's a little rough.
Gotcha.
Speaking of rough, I played I would have given this to Ryan, but Ryan takes like 6 years to do reviews. Sorry, Ryan. I'm gonna give you a hard time. Risen 1 remake came in.
Oh, come on. Like, that
about
game
that.
was gonna be janky piece of shit no
Dude.
matter what. And listen, that's me
10 out of
being,
10.
that's me. I understand that that's part of the charm, that it's a janky piece of shit. But, I mean, they weren't gonna fix that.
My dude, you jump by clicking the right stick.
That sounds about right, yep.
My brother.
That sounds like some Euro jank.
What the fuck? Why do you jump by... Like, I was trying to jump at the game. I'm like, how do you jump? And I clicked the right stick. I'm like, oh, hell no.
What?
Yeah.
Like, can you change the button? Oh God, please tell me you could remap the controls.
I'll have to check. I don't know if you can or not.
Why is that the default though? What? Who picks up a control? Oh yes, this is the jump button.
You click it on the right stick, we good.
The world?
Oh my goodness. Let me scroll through. I can't talk about most of the shit I'm playing. I'm playing Raiden 4X Mikado Remix.
But that's a vertical shooter.
Vertical shmup. Which, so this is weird. So that code came in for Raiden 4. Apparently Raiden 3 comes out later this summer. I'm like, huh? I know we're way past 4 and 3 and 4. Like, these are remakes of older Raidens. Like, I think we're up to 6 or 7. I can't remember what number we're up to.
I think 7, I believe.
Yeah. But it's weird that the remake of 4 is coming out before the remake of 3. That's just weird.
Yeah.
I'm also playing Wanted Dead, which I can't tell you about yet. That's like 2 weeks out. I'll be able to tell you about SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake next week. SpongeBob's in the house. And before I get to the big game, I'll run through the indies real quick. I played Clunky Hero. It's a side-scrolling game. It's not great. Wonderland Nights White Rabbit's Diary is literally a... I don't even know if it's point and click. I think it's just a visual novel of like another telling of Alice in Wonderland. Which is weird. Transaruby is a very low pixelated Metroidvania. It's not bad. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
Shoulders of Giants is a third-person action game where you are a frog in a giant mech with a sword, and it's kind of rad. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. That sounds cool.
Yeah. Cat Slide Tiles is... You gotta get a cat to the end of the level, and you play slide puzzles to get him there. Yeah. Low Blocks is a Tetris game where you cannot flip the pieces.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, I don't think I care for that.
That was a mode when I think Ubisoft made it. It was called Locked or whatever.
Yeah.
And it would lock the things in, and boy, that's a challenge.
Yeah, no shit. Like, I was playing this, I'm like, oh. And apparently in this one you can paint the block colors, because you're supposed to match colors like columns. And you can, like, paint the blocks.
You know what I never want to hear? That anything's like columns.
Man, I like columns. What's wrong with columns?
Columns is fine, and then you go, oh, there's better puzzle games.
Sure, like Puzzle Fighter.
And I don't go, you know what I need? Columns mixed with Tetris.
Nah. You can skip that.
Like, Puyo Puyo and Tetris worked. I don't think columns and Tetris work together.
Memory Link is just a side-scrolling action game. It's fine. This game was weird, and I think it was killing my Xbox. It's called The Dance of Death, Dulak and Faye. It has a very interesting, like, almost plastic Play-Doh kind of art style to it. But the game is a point-and-click adventure game, and it starts off with this dude sitting in a chair and a dog talking to him with some British accents, and I was like, alright, this is a video game.
That sounds like the thing we went on at Disneyland.
I mean,
the World of Tomorrow, or whatever. It was a dude in a chair talking to his dog. Like, alright, this is an experience.
It was a weird one. Startup Company Console Edition. I mean, it's literally, one of those simulation style games where you're an video game developer starting up your own video game company. I legitimately don't remember playing Sis's Path. Is that the... Oh, I remember. So basically you're just moving yarn. It's a puzzle game where you're moving yarn in a block grid. Yeah. There's new.
You may have. Sounds like you may have moved and yawned.
There's a new FMV game out called The Dark Side of the Moon, an interactive FMV thriller.
Does it feature?
Wait, was this
Pink
good?
Floyd?
Oh,
Is-
wow.
Is okay. No, I don't think Freud's in it. Sorry. And then Kingdom Rush came out on Xbox this week, and that's tower defense. You know what you get. Let's talk about the big game. I played some Dead Space. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Man, I forgot how good Dead Space as a game was. And when you factor in like an AI driven director that just throws random shit at you during the game, and you bring it to the fidelity of today, oh my god.
I didn't know it had an AI director.
Yes,
Wow.
it has an AI director. It also has a shitload of accessibility options and quality of life improvements over the original.
Okay.
It is still 1,000% satisfying to shoot off these things' legs with your gun. Oh my god, the plasma cutter. This game is so good. If you like Dead Space, you need to play this game.
Do they still have that mode where you only get 3 saves throughout the entire playthrough?
Yes, there is a permadeath mode as well.
Okay.
Yeah, all of that shit is included in this game, as well as, if you don't want any challenge, there's literally a story mode where Isaac will regenerate health.
Wow.
So, if you don't want to fuck around, and you can change it all anytime you want. Like, you can just swap it. It's glorious.
Cool, actually.
Yeah, like I had... If you've never played Dead Space, it's probably one of the best horror games of all time. And this is the first time in a long time that I've actually jumped at a game. Like, this game scares the shit out of me.
So one of the most impressive things that Dead Space ever did, and I still think it's one of the most impressive things I've seen in a video game, is when you spacewalk.
Yeah, that is...
Have you spacewalked yet?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so good.
It's so good because it is pure quiet. There's nothing. You can't hear anything. And you can get so disoriented because you basically can flip the entire world on yourself, but you're still looking forward.
And you've got that little number on the back of your suit going down for your oxygen.
Oxygen. Oh, it's so good. God, Dead Space is so good.
And, dude, this, like, bringing it with these visuals now, oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, I haven't purchased a new video game in a long time.
Hey, you've got EA Play. You get a 10% discount. It's only $62.99.
That's still a lot of money, boss.
Oh, it's absolutely a lot of money, but you could use some of them points that you earn playing Solitaire to get a real game.
This is true. This is true. Solitaire is a real game, my friend.
I know. I'm just kidding. Okay, Paw Patrol. You want to go there?
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, I can't recommend this enough. This takes me back to the 360 days. Like, that game was iconic, and it's so funny that the Callisto Protocol comes out, and then like 2 months later, there's like Dead Space is like, nah, motherfucker, I'm the OG. Let me show you. This is the one. It's so good. So good.
So, currently, Game of the Year 2023?
Man, I already have a couple games on my list. Hi-Fi Rush is up on my list already.
I gotta play this, damn.
Dead Space Remake is definitely up on my list. Like, it's been a good fucking year already, and it's not even February. There were a lot of good video games out this week.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's that's a lot. And like I said, there's 3 games I can't even tell you about. So, a lot of video games. And February just gets better. Just gets crazier.
There you go.
But let's talk about what's coming out this week, which is the end of January, beginning of February. I know it's crazy, but I'm going to tell you that Microsoft just released a game, and now they're about to put out another one. We got Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition, is coming to Xbox Series X this week.
2 games in 2 weeks?
I know, right? Yeah, 3 games
my
all
God.
of 2022.
I haven't played an Age of Empires game since I was a young teenager.
Well,
and by young, I mean like 14.
You can play it on Tuesday because it's out on Game Pass.
Is that on just PC?
No, this is the console version.
Xbox. Yeah, it's on console.
It's already out on
Perhaps.
PC.
It's already out. Yeah.
Perhaps I will give it a shot then.
Back Firewall, whatever that is. Inculinati, which is also on Game Pass. Power Wash Simulator Tomb Raider Special Pack. Raiden 4 Ex Mikado Remix. We Were Here Forever. Rhythm Sprout. Here's another one that I'm kind of looking forward to. Deliver Us Mars, which is a follow-up to... What's the other Mars game called? Fuck, I can't remember the name of it.
Deliver Us Mars, is it a sequel to Deliver Us the Moon?
Yes, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Deliver Us the Moon was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so this is a sequel to that. So.
Okay.
Fashion Police Squad, which I'm interested in checking out. That's the game Terrence has been playing. And then The Pathless, which was the PS5 launch game, which Ryan said was really good. So I think it's coming to Game Pass, so I'm going to check that out. Then Heirs of the Kings, Speedway Racing, and Tetris Effect Connected Collector's Edition. That's all Xbox Series for the week. PS5 is a lot of the same stuff, which Power Wash Simulator launches this week for PlayStation 5. It wasn't out on it, so it's out now. Along with the Tomb Raider DLC. Season, A Letter to the Future, Brave's Rage, and Seed of Life are the other PS5 games. Switch to PS4 and Xbox One, and you got, again, a lot of the same stuff, but also SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake, Lost Words Beyond the Page, Stray Light, Exit Man Deluxe, Helveti, and Puzzle Bobble 2X Bust a Move 2 Arcade Edition, and Puzzle Bobble 3 Bust a Move 3 S Tribute. Say that 3 times fast. Xbox One, pretty much the same stuff. And then we'll move over to the Switch. I'm sure I have to click in. We've got Capybara Madness, Trek to Yomi making its way over to the Switch. Albacete Warrior, Gunscape, Air Jet Combat Europe Fly Plane Attack, Cuddly Forest Friends, Drain Us, Jumbo Airport Story, Life is Strange 2, Monster Girls and the Mysterious Adventure 2, Pixel Game Maker Series Cat and Tower, Radiant Flux Hyperfractal 4.0, Soccer Cupid, that's got to be one of them horny games, Pets at Work, Sport and Fun Swimming, and finally Swap Puzzles. Those are your releases. Now let's do some news. Whew, I got a lot of news. We'll start off with Squanch Games has announced that Justin Roiland has resigned from the company.
Resigned in air quotes.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and anything he's accused of is alleged. But he is no longer associated.
I saw those DMs.
It's still in. That's a legal thing. You have to say alleged until it's in court. Otherwise, they can sue the shit out of you.
All right. Well, let me put it to you this way: I saw those alleged things, and if it's not completely fake, that's fucked up, dude.
No, absolutely. That's 100%.
Not to get so everybody keeps talking about the abuse case, which is important to talk about. A lot of places are not talking about the people that have come out and accused him of grooming.
That dude just don't sit right with me. I'm glad that Squanch Games are getting out from under him, and they'll continue to make games. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think I could be wrong, but I think the other guy might have been. Give me a second here.
While you're looking, he also left Rick and Morty. That he will.
Left everybody.
I know. You gotta. Yeah, I know.
give him the out that he left on his own accord and definitely wasn't told you're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. AEW Fight Forever release date is reportedly in limbo due to an ESRB issue. They want a teen rating, but unfortunately there's a ton of blood in the game, so they're having trouble getting the teen rating.
Guess take out the blood, fellas.
Or just lean into it.
Put a cheat.
Yeah, or I mean, yeah.
ABAC.
Abacab, man. Put the Abacab in there.
Abacab.
All right. Microsoft has said that their monthly active users have hit a record of 120 million. Jesus Christ.
Playing
Jesus.
third-party games.
Well, that's the only games they got until Hi-Fi Rush came out.
I'm going to call them out for it still.
Speaking of, let's talk about Xbox revenue. Gaming revenue fell by 13% during the holiday quarter.
It might be because you had no fucking games to sell.
Revenue services quarter was down 12%. Hardware revenue fell 13%.
Aw.
That's what happens when you... This coming, right after they announced the 10,000 layoffs, which 343 Industries was a part of. Yeah, it's... Microsoft.
343 is also still making Halo.
Yeah. No, guys, the spirit and future of Halo still lies in 343. No one wants that but 343.
I mean, that's fair. This is Terrence News. Warhammer 40k Darktide seasonal content and Xbox release have been delayed.
Yeah.
So that game seems like it's got a whole lot of problems.
It had a lot of problems at launch. I mean, the gameplay and stuff was solid. I mean, it was fun. Like, I have a lot of hours in it, but it did have a lot of technical stuff that was wrong with it. And apparently, I guess that is, hampered the Xbox version, which sucks because that's the one I was waiting on.
Yeah, you almost feel like Xbox couldn't get a win. Like, their two big Game Pass games from last year got delayed, Stalker and Warhammer 40k. Like, they're exclusive Game Pass games. They went to the GoldenEye shit. They didn't have a first-party release. Like, granted, they didn't do enough on their end, but they also got steamrolled by bad luck, for sure. So,
yep. Yeah.
Like, you double down, man. It sucks, but now you got to make it up. And like I said, they kicked off the year great. Hi-Fi Rush is amazing, and that's their game. So, Gollum has apparently been delayed until April to September of 2023. So quarter two.
Forgot that game was even coming.
I think everybody did.
Like, that was announced like before we even knew what the new systems were, because that was like the first next gen game that they like showed, right?
Dude, who wants to play a stealth action game as fucking Gollum?
I mean, I don't, but okay, well, Anthony does, but I don't.
But you can't, because it's only on next gen.
And I'm just saying, like, the idea is good. I mean, isn't this the same? No, this was not the same people.
No, this is
the people that do Deponia. Because I was like, isn't this the same people that did Styx? But no, it's not.
Dude, if the guys that made Styx made another game, I would play that, because Styx is
awesome. Like, I got that on Game for Gold or whatever, and I was like, damn, this game is good. Like both of them.
Goblin Fisher over here,
So you're saying that the guys who made Deponia are making a stealth action game?
Daedalic. I mean, they've done other stuff too, but yeah, Deponia is their big one, I think.
But they're known for doing their point-and-click adventure games.
Yeah, Edna and Harvey, The Whispered World, A New Beginning. These are all point-and-click. Dark Eye Chains of Satinov, which is a point-and-click that was attached to the Blackguard series, which is a role-playing game, a tactical role-playing game.
Yep.
But none of these are like that,
I don't making up words now. I don't know any of these games.
They did Pillars of the Earth, State of Mind. None of these are stealth games, everybody. They're all point and clicks.
These all sound like somebody had a bowl of words to make a game, and they just reached in and picked out State of Mind.
Heard State of Mind's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it's just it is a weird. I keep forgetting it's Daedalic because I was like, oh, it's gonna be a point and click adventure starring Gollum, and then they're like, it was an action adventure. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because Nacon has the Is it Nacon that has the
Nacon, yeah, he's
license to
former Big Ben. Yeah.
I mean, give them a shot. Don't Nod made an action game one time.
Yeah, and nobody remembers
No,
it.
they made a couple.
Funny enough, nobody remembers Remember Me.
Oh, Vampire? No one remembers that either.
That's right. They made Vampire.
Oh, that game is.
You know what? I have that installed on my Xbox. I don't even think I've played it.
It's.
It's a good attempt at something that it doesn't all click together very well.
Yeah, it didn't land.
It did something well that Don't Nod does well, which was the choices matter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
Don't
Remember
Nod.
Me though.
You think you remember?
do.
You think you like Remember Me? If you went
I
back and
didn't love
played
it.
it.
Yeah, the went back and played it for Phoenix Down, and
The best elements
We'll
were
go back and play it.
the point and click adventure moments where we were redoing memories. That was the coolest part of that game. Remember Me, Life is Strange, Vampire, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, and Life is Strange 2. Tell Me Why, Twin Mirror, and then they're doing that Banishers Ghost of New Eden game.
What was the one they did for Xbox that nobody remembers?
That was Tell Me Why.
Does that Tell Me Why? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, they made that and everybody's like, is this Life is Strange? No, same people. Oh, never mind.
Not the same people that do Life is Strange anymore.
And it plays a lot like Life is Strange.
Yeah. It's almost amazing that way that works.
It's crazy, right? I'm just going to bring this up. It's already been debunked, but I just want to have some fun with it. The Starfield release date rumor of March 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
Why would they not announce that in this past show that they had?
Because it has its own show.
I don't care. Then you have your own show showcasing your biggest game that you've released in probably 3 years.
I'm gonna ask again. What's everybody's guess for Starfield's release date?
November.
Yep, that's mine.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be November.
Which is funny because that means 2 of the games they claimed would be out in 12 months aren't going to make it.
See, and that's why I believed that Starfield might hit in March because they are trying to make good on what they said.
They would have that. They would literally say that in this past show that they did last week. They would say,
I don't
for sure
believe
it's coming,
that.
and in a month we're going to showcase a whole big thing about it.
I think that showcase gets announced for February, and I think they announced the release date then, and I think it's November now. I think they're going to be like, we're sorry, we need another 6 months with this game.
Yeah. But what if they be like, man, it's in March. Here you go. This is the big blowout, and guess what? Y'all get to play it next month.
I mean,
that would be huge for them. Huge, even.
I don't see that game coming out before Redfall.
No way.
Me either. No way.
Yeah, nah.
As much as they push Redfall, no.
Redfall is their big first half of 2023 game for sure, which I can just lead right into that. So they had their developer direct, which that was good.
It was actually. It was. The name still sucks, but it was good.
Sucks, but like that was 43 minutes of 2 games I didn't give 2 shits about, and I was still interested. Like, good on them. Forza looks goddamn amazing. Jesus Christ.
God, it looks insane. I'll never play it, but man, it looks insane.
No date, but they did say 2023. Again, that game was shown at that these will be out in the next 12 months show, and if it doesn't release by June, was it June something, mid-June? It didn't make it.
See, but then that's the other one. So if they do Starfield in November, then where are they going to drop Forza? Is it going to be in November too?
September. I bet you Forza's in August or September.
Okay.
That's my guess on that. Now, Redfall did get a date. That's May 2nd. Minecraft Legends got a date. That's April 18th. And then ESO got a release date, the new expansion, which is June 20th. So, they put dates on everything except
will any of these
Forza.
Change?
No. I think
I
think Redfall is set. I think Minecraft is definitely set. I mean, the fact that you don't put a date on Forza means That could be whenever.
We
And
can do
Elder
whatever we want.
Scrolls is never delayed. That shit's like a machine.
No. Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, they got their own stuff. They just kind of slot in new environments and story. I mean, he said it like every year they just have a new section of Tamriel that they show, and then put your story, some dungeons, and ship it. But Redfall looked good. I'm between what? Well, okay, let me back up. So what I read about it sounds good and fun because it sounds a lot like Far Cry, but in co-op stuff. But I do still have some questions about that game. But I am interested enough that I am going to pre-install it because
Cause fucking it's on Game Pass. Why not?
I mean, right. Hopefully y'all join me and run around, shoot some vampires.
Except Anthony, he can't play it.
Well, except, man, listen,
That's
Anthony, I'm gonna take care of you, bro. I know I keep saying that. I got some other stuff going on right now, man. Like, my life right now is crazy. But look, bro, I'm gonna take care of you, man, because I'm so tired of them clowning you. Every time the game comes, Anthony can't play it. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to play.
I'm not clowning him. I'm just saying he can't play with us because he doesn't have.
Well, I mean,
it's fine. I keep
it's
my
not
I keep
clowning,
my
it's
eye
a
out
fact.
every time I go out to see if there's a Series X in the cabinets, and they aren't. And I'm like, hey, huh.
I
It ain't
just
meant to be.
realized
I don't
that
care enough to look online.
there's a typo on one of our reviews on the website because I had the website up in the background. I just realized it in the title of the game.
Nice.
I'm
Probably
surprised.
mine.
I'm surprised that nobody said anything, but maybe that's.
But no, Redfall I'm interested in, and I think I was the only one that's actually interested in the Minecraft thing. I liked Minecraft. I mean, in this group, obviously there's other people.
What?
I liked
Nobody cares about Minecraft.
I mean, I feel like that's a lie. But no, I thought it was interesting. I think it will, because it looks like a RTS kind of thing. I mean, but you can separate. So like, because my wife, for one, she'll probably play it. Like, she doesn't necessarily want to go fight, but she'll go collect stuff so she can go and collect all the resources while we build up the base and all this. I don't know. It seems kind of interesting. I like RTS.
I'll download it because fucking Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah, you ain't got nothing to lose.
That's the beauty of Game Pass. Like, you realize, like I'm not excited. Like, I want to like Lies of P, but it's a Souls game, so it always makes me nervous. But I'll try it because it's on Game Pass.
Yep.
Like, Game Pass is shit, man. We're getting Atomic Heart next month. Come on.
Yeah, man, I forgot about that. Yeah, it
I still
went
don't
gold.
believe that.
But it went gold.
Me either.
I don't care.
Drew, I have a feeling it comes out, but it's like, oh, here's the segment they showed, and then it's really bad outside of that. I just don't have faith. Seen that game for over 10 years, I think. On watching them on Facebook back when I had one of those.
What if it turns out to be
Game of the year?
like? No, I was going to say, what if it turns out to be like We Happy Few?
I will cry in a corner.
Me too, man.
Because remember,
Why
We
you got to
Happy
put that
Few
out in
looked
the
awesome.
universe? Why you got to put that out in the universe? Why?
Because
God.
I have seen things in my day.
You should make a YouTube channel just ruining people's dreams called Drew Crush Your Dreams.
Drew and Anthony, Destroyer of Dreams. There you go. I got your title. Well, go ahead.
The Miserable Duo. This game's coming out this week. Everybody's excited. It's gonna suck.
Can I just say, Ken of all fucking people isn't allowed to call anyone part of the Miserable Duo. It's the Miserable Trio, Ken. You're the fucking leader.
What did I'm excited for Atomic Heart. What are you talking about?
This game, but you go, nah, it's got cards in it.
I mean,
Nah,
but that's me personally. I don't like cards.
It's a Souls game. Ugh. Yeah, I know, but you can't be like the part of the miserable group. And you use the Miserable Duo. Poor shit, Ken.
You know what? You know what else I played? Real quick. You know what else I played? I played Skull and Bones.
Oh God damn it!
Terrence, why would you? I just say? I was about to say
just...
Terrence is the positive one of this group, and he's the only one that wouldn't be joining because he's not miserable enough. But then he brings up fucking Skull and Bones.
See, but I'm not
damn
miserable.
Terrence.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not miserable because actually they did fix a lot of stuff about
goes.
that game. I'm not even. No. I'm not about to be a prophet for it now. I'm just saying that they in the right direction. But I'm still not going. It's not $70. Like, it feels like it should be free to play. Like, I don't know who's going to pay $70 for that. Like, the diehard fans that really want to play Sea of Thieves but hate PvP, they might pay for that because it has a pretty robust PvE function. Like, there's a lot of AI ships and stuff out there to do. But I don't know. I just feel like the price is going to be a bridge too far for a lot of people. But all right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Last of Us Season 2 has been confirmed.
Of course. I've not even seen one episode.
I still haven't
Haven't
either.
you yet?
Like I said, I gotta wait till it gets, I can binge it.
Oh, so you can watch it all. I
Yeah.
got you.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm sure it'll be good. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
the games were good movies.
Well, I wouldn't know. I couldn't get into them. Like,
I mean,
I'm
the first
curious
game
enough
was,
to.
I don't like the second game story. I don't.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I don't. Speaking of Ubisoft, rumor this week, Far Cry 7 is in development alongside a standalone Far Cry multiplayer due in 2025.
Oh.
So, who's going to be the villain this time?
I don't know.
I bet he's wacky.
I bet he's wacky.
Everybody's
Samuel
gonna
L.
be wacky.
Jackson.
I'm
Is this the way
boss.
he yells it?
I hope it's Samuel L. Jackson. I hope they craft a story around Samuel L. Jackson being a
That would be
I-
pretty good.
I have
Yeah, right?
Far
a
Cry
weird-
that takes place in the boroughs of New York City.
New York City.
I was just about to say. So, I know it's not it's not the best game ever, but that sequel to the North Koreans coming in and invading the U.S.
Freedom
God.
Force?
Sorry?
Freedom Fighters?
Nope. It was
I know what you're talking
first-person
about.
shooter.
Homefront.
Homefront.
Yeah.
The Revolution.
Yeah.
The Revolution, the sequel, is pretty much an urban Far Cry, and it's not amazing, but like I would love a more urban Far Cry.
I
like,
heard that
have
game
cities.
got better. Yeah.
That game is not bad. It's just if you bought it for full price, it was not worth.
Dude,
full
it's
price.
like $2 on Xbox like every other week.
and
Yeah.
honestly, it's worth a play. There's some really neat mechanics in that game.
I liked the original. I was probably one of the few, but I liked me and a friend played. It was multiplayer. But
No, this one is like it's small maps, small urban maps that you're going through bombed out buildings and stuff, and then there's like higher end district later on, and you have to walk through and holster your weapon in certain areas. It's really neat stuff. But it's not perfect. They clearly didn't have the same budget of Far Cry does, but I like that game. So yeah, I would like the next Far Cry to be urban. But my issue is with all the Far Cries have been that everybody hooked onto Voss, who wasn't even the main enemy of 3, and they've been trying to recapture that magic since. And boy, I do not care for any of the other villains in the same way.
When
Didn't mind
Giancarlo don't
Joseph
even know it.
Seed.
Joseph Seed is because everybody else around him is doing that stuff, and I only like Joseph Seed because the sequel to 5
Yeah.
was amazing and repaints him as correct, right? So it's like that's a really neat concept. So they kind of redeem that character, but like Pagan Min, fuck Pagan Min.
That was
I
the
get
most
it.
boring character ever.
I thought that was the most boring Far Cry. It's
Oh,
a lot
Far
of
Cry
It's-
4
it
is
kinda was.
Was that
boring.
4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 is
4.
boring as shit.
Yeah. No, I liked 5 pretty well. And like you said, New Dawn was fantastic. And yeah, basically how, they changed that villain. And, it's like, I screwed up. I shouldn't have launched those bombs.
So one of the, I guess, spoilers for Far Cry New Dawn, but I mean, at this point, it's been like dirt cheap. There's a moment when you first meet up with Joseph Seed, and you walk alongside him, and normally I hate that moment, but the sun keeps moving in the sky to always keep him illuminated, and that tripped me out. I was like, oh wow, okay, so this is some real weird theology going on here. Like that, I was like, okay, so he is the chosen one by God or whatever. It was really well done. I really thought that New Dawn. The only thing with New Dawn that was kind of lackluster was there was only one real cool scrap weapon, which was the disc.
Yeah, they really pushed that off. They pushed it up like, you get all these Fallout weapons. And you really only had that one.
Yeah, the rest of them were just, what if a sniper rifle was made out of junk and the silencer was a pop can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got a bunch more news headlines here. We've got happy 4th anniversary of the Metroid Prime 4 development restart.
Nice.
It's been 4 years, dude. SteamWorld Build was announced. There's a demo out on Steam now, so you can go check that out.
What exactly is that?
It's like a city builder. It's like SimCity, but it's SteamWorld.
Gotcha.
I like that they keep doing weird stuff with that series.
Yep.
Yeah, just like, screw it. We got a turn-based RPG. We got a
a
survival
card
game.
They don't have a survival game yet.
Well,
They have-
SteamWorld Dig's kind of like a survival game.
No, that's a Metroidvania.
Sort of.
SteamWorld Dig 2 might be one of the best games ever made.
Do you know the first game in the SteamWorld series?
No.
It's a tower defense.
I mean, that makes sense. Just do it all, man.
I love it.
they
I love
are.
the character designs. They're all really neat. They
Not
do
every
really
game
cool
is
stuff.
for me, but I'm down with them just doing whatever. That's cool shit.
It's kind of like the team. They're not as popular as the SteamWorld guys, but the team that did Tesla Grad. If you remember that indie game, that was like a really okay. So their second game,
I've seen it everywhere.
their second game is a clone of like Link to the Past, sort of, called World to the West.
I remember that
And-
game. Yep.
I like that. I platinumed that. And then their last game was called Mesmer, and that is like a Pikmin-esque sort of game. I think it's PC only, but like all using the same world.
Hey,
I thought it was really neat.
that's cool shit. I'm down
Yeah.
with SteamWorld guys doing cool shit.
Indie world stuff is neat. Seeing Shovel Knight and everything is not. I'm totally bored.
I have never heard this World to the West game, but it looks awesome.
It's a cool game.
So what was neat was that you play as different characters, but those characters stay where you leave them. So if you need them all in one spot, those characters have different abilities, so you have to figure out how to get them through the world to the same location.
Okay.
It kind of adds on a thud because like the story ends and you're like, oh, okay, but yeah, it's like a direct follow up to like Tesla Grad. But you don't need to know the story of Tesla Grad. It's just like they talk about that place existing. Like it was really neat. I liked that game a lot.
WWE 2K23 launches March 14th. Road 96 prequel, Road 96 Mile Zero, was announced. Launches on April 4th.
Should have been called Road 95.
That's true. Fuga Melodies of Steel 2 launches May 11th. Delays, we've got Dark Pictures Switchback VR delayed to March 16th, and the day before got delisted from Steam and delayed to November 10th.
Wait, Dark Pictures what?
It's their VR game for PSVR.
Oh. Gotcha.
The day before, everybody thinks might be a scam.
Yeah, the day before is there's a lot of news, like it was supposed to come out and then it just disappeared, and it's kind of
Yeah, open world MMO survival set in a deadly post-pandemic America, and yeah,
Oh, I was waiting on that one. Yeah, that's the one that they had
And
like a
it's-
trademark issue or something. Now
Yeah.
it's canceled.
That's what they claim. So.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of weird stuff going on with that, and I'm like, I started reading up about it and went, why am I reading this? I don't care about this game. Never gonna play it.
Overwatch 2 went offline in mainland China.
Yeah, their contract finally ended.
Yep, with NetEase. So, if you're in China, you have to go through a VPN if you want to play that Overwatch 2.
But why would you?
I don't know.
I mean,
All right.
Really.
Some rumors. Seems like TT Games, the Lego Disney game, got canceled at the end of last year, and instead they are now working on a new Lego Batman game and Mandalorian DLC for Lego Skywalker Saga.
I'm not surprised.
I am. I mean, we don't need another Lego Batman. I mean, Lord, don't he have 3?
Warner
He's
Brothers.
got more than 3, I'm pretty sure.
Warner Brothers are the publishers of those titles.
Oh, well, there's other characters.
Well, what
They
I'm
could-
saying is, yes, I understand what your point is. My point is, like, I'm not surprised that the Disney title was canceled. I apologize.
Oh, that I got you. Okay, yeah.
Uh,
That actually sucks. That would have been cool.
Do you remember who published the third Cars game?
No.
Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Because Avalanche worked on it, and Avalanche was dropped by Disney, so Warner Brothers bought Avalanche and finished the game and published it. So if you buy the Cars 3 game, it's got Warner Brothers and Disney logos on it.
Man, The
Nice.
Witcher 3 has a Warner Brothers logo on it. That's crazy.
Oh, it does.
Persona 3 Remake and Persona 6 are far in development and plan to be revealed this summer. Persona 3 definitely needs a remake, because going back to that, it's rough after playing 4 and 5. Still a good game, but it's rough. And then I think this is the last story I got. So, according to a leaker, after Marvel's Avengers development ended, the rest of the team switched to the new Tomb Raider game. Tomb Raider is in full steam ahead and will probably release before Perfect Dark.
My God.
Perfect Dark is never coming out. I'm
No, it's
sorry.
not.
No.
I don't know why
it's not.
anybody's thinking about that.
Oh, it's so sad. I really want that game to be good.
I want it to be third person. Like, I would be cool if it came out and was third person.
And then this thing you dropped in the chat, the rumored PS Plus Essentials games for February include Ali Ali World, Mafia Definitive Edition, Evil Dead the game, and Destiny 2 Beyond Light. That is a rumor. We will find out. We don't have the games, do we, yet for Gold and Plus?
Correct.
Which is crazy because January ends on Tuesday.
Yep.
So will Microsoft announce on Monday this shitty lineup they're going to give us?
Yep. Right after Aaron is like, it's going to be a fun week.
Here's your
Good
two
guy.
indie games nobody's ever heard of.
Right. Jesus.
How they fuck this up? Like,
I don't know, man.
all right. Let me check the inbox. I don't think we have any emails. Nope, no emails. So I will head over to the Twitter. Shogun says,
Go
sorry.
ahead. I was going to say, before you do that, I forgot to mention my wonderful PlayStation issues that I had.
Oh, PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot a news story. Shit.
You got a news story?
We can't go a week of this show without talking about the Activision thing, right?
All right.
No, nothing. I just want it to be done. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I don't even care. There's no joy out of this. This is just nightmare fuel for my fucking dreams.
Apparently,
I'm so done about hearing about it.
Apparently, Microsoft subpoenaed Sony to testify about it to the EU, and Jim Ryan flew over to the EU to have another conversation about it.
Nice.
Oh my god.
He was on the first jet. It's like, get the PlayStation jet fueled up. I gotta go to the EU.
Oh my god, this shit is never gonna end.
Not. Oh god, it's really not. Oh man.
Anyway, go ahead with your PlayStation stuff.
Yeah, so last week we did not record. So I was watching television with my wife, and I got an email from Sony saying that two-step verification had been activated on my PlayStation account. And I said, that wasn't me. And then about 2 minutes later, I get another email saying, thank you for your purchase. And then I get an email saying, thank you for changing your email associated with your PlayStation account. So somebody apparently got my password for my PlayStation account, which, truth be told, I was using an old password that's kind of shitty.
So, and you didn't have two-factor on. So the kids, let this be a lesson to you. Don't be Drew.
Don't be me. Set up two-step verification for everything.
Every goddamn thing.
Don't you know I did that after you said that in the chat? Because I did not have that set up
Yeah.
on my
Oh,
PlayStation.
man.
So I was like, oh, let me get this turned on. Jesus.
So he ended up purchasing WWE, the new WWE, as well as Black Ops 3 for some reason.
Sure.
Making it old school.
And he also downloaded Rocket League.
I don't understand why you would log in to buy digital games knowing it's going to get taken away at some point. Cause
Wait, Ray Rocket League free to play now?
It is.
Yeah.
And when I finally got my account back, he also had Tekken 7 sitting in the cart, but had not purchased it yet.
Wow, man.
So I had to cancel my credit card because I didn't know if he'd already had my credit card information or whatever, just to be safe. And I was like, okay, how the hell do I get my PlayStation account back? Because he's obviously changed my email to his email. He set up 2-step verification, which means anytime I try to log into my system, he's going to get a text message saying somebody's trying to log in.
Oh shit, that's so funny that he set it up after you did it.
Yeah. Luckily, you can chat with somebody. So PlayStation is closed on Saturdays and Sundays, but this happened on a Sunday. So I had to chat with somebody on the PlayStation website, and he was able to. I had to prove who I was by giving him my credit card, what my old email address was that was originally on the system, what my PlayStation Network ID was. He got me the stuff back, so I got all that stuff back, and I'm now contesting the charges on my credit card. So I guess I officially own Black Ops 3 and WWE. Because the people that's going to take the hit from this is the credit card company.
Oh my god!
And the next day, I got a 2-step verification notification from my Blizzard account saying that somebody was trying to log into it.
So
but haha, for you, I stopped that from happening.
Your email must have leaked on the dark web. I get notifications for that all the time.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, and I know my old password has too, because you get those spam emails sometimes where it says the title is just your old password.
Yeah.
And it says, you recognize this password, don't you? Well, I have video footage of you going to a porn site and your webcam on.
Cool.
So,
and you need to pay me this amount of
time. I'm just gonna say it right now. Part of me in my chaos, part of my brain that I try to hold back wants to send those guys. They send the email, a video of me jerking off onto the email. Send that one out, you fucking assholes! Oh, we're gonna leak that shit online. All right.
Send an email to Terrence about coming off a boat.
Okay, we don't. Okay.
Truth be told, it's the email that I use. I only and the spam email always says we will send it to your, and it counts how many people you have in your email saved in your contacts.
Yeah,
I've only got 7, which most of them are you guys.
Oh man, I need this video. Don't reply to the ransom. I'm gonna share this.
I'm not. Yeah, I know. And it's gonna send to you guys. Here's me masturbating.
I mean, if somebody sent me an email saying here's a video of Drew masturbating, I would just immediately click delete. So, I'm sorry.
I delete. I'm like,
I don't want to see
weird
that
email.
Shit.
I didn't watch it, man. But just so you know, this is going around.
You might want to change your password.
Yeah, you might want to change your password because I don't want to see that. I don't need to see that.
Oh man.
So yeah, obviously my email and old password was obviously leaked at some point.
I'm pretty sure mine gets leaked on a monthly basis, and I've got 2-factor set up for my Gmail, so I don't care. But,
yeah, I've got 2-factor set up on everything now.
Yeah.
So,
and I change my Google password once every 6 months, and it's it's such a pain in the ass when you change your Google password because everything is fucking logged in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's annoying, but you have to do it nowadays because you got assholes like that.
Oh yeah, I change my shit all the time. It's like I change my Wi-Fi password all the time, and I don't feel like I need to because I don't necessarily live in a neighborhood where there's going to be some hackers, but I do it anyway.
I guess the only thing I can think of is because I haven't logged into my PlayStation account and I don't know how long. I guess the person thought, oh, this guy probably doesn't use this anymore, so it was just going to use my username.
Maybe he bought it off of like somebody stole it and they sold it to somebody and like, hey, there's a credit card on here, you can go get some free games or something.
Yeah, but the free games are going to be on my account.
Yeah, but he changed it. So like once he bought it, he changed. Like that must be the stipulation. Like you buy this and then you change all the shit and then you can just get free shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they got to know that once somebody realizes they can't log into their PlayStation more, they're going to contact PlayStation and get their account back.
I mean, maybe. Some people may just ignore it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess he got in. He got in one good game with WWE before I got my account.
Did you get any trophies while he was in there?
No, there was no trophies. Although I did share this with like my friends group chat, and when I finally logged in, I got a message from my old roommate saying, "Hey, who the fuck are you?"
Oh shit! Goddamn hackers!
I don't know.
Anyway,
that's my story.
So, that's hilarious.
Continue.
I'm surprised you got a hold of Sony support. They're like historically
I hate
hard
having to deal with them.
Oh, they're terrible.
I hate having to deal with Sony support.
All right, let's get the tweets and let's get out of here. Shogun says, let me be the first to talk about this small game that came out last week. It's called Hi-Fi Rush. It's really good, and I don't think enough people are talking about it.
I like it. I agree.
It's a good game.
It's a good game.
Perfidy says, afternoon, fellas. Hope y'all are doing well. Anyone played Forspoken yet, and what's your honest opinion? I gave it about an hour ago. Not a bad video game. Taker replied to him and said, I own it, having a blast. It's fast-paced, beautiful combat, terrible characters, and forgettable story. A solid 8 out of 10. You'll have to tune in for my review when I give it a different score. He said if Wombat was on the show, he'd like to hear his thoughts on the Rumble. He is not. He has a family thing going on today. He said, I thought it was a decent show anyways. Welcome back, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shogun says, thank you. The fanboys on both sides are disingenuous about that game. I feel like it's probably better if you treat it like an anime, subs, no dubs. He's talking about Forspoken. And finally, Shogun says, the toxic fanboys on Twitter and YouTube are out of hand. I watched one video that led down a rabbit hole of console war videos, and my God, it's just laughable to me. Can we end this stupid war? Do you guys think there's a way to coexist to end the wars of plastic?
Oh, the funny thing is, I know you guys put it in the chat probably a couple days ago, where two people are straight up like threatening each other.
Oh yeah,
in a Twitter talk, I think.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. The drama spaces, dude. I went down a whole rabbit hole, and I don't even. Oh my God, those people have lost their minds.
I don't get
video games. Yeah, they're grown ass men. Like what?
Man.
You know what? And women. There were women in there too. There were grown ass people in there.
I don't get it, man.
I
don't understand the logic of fighting for a plastic box. Like, I know that we sometimes come off as like
boats?
One-sided, but like, sorry.
You said come off. I said boats.
Oh fuck!
Damn,
that was slick, Ken. God damn it. Oh wow! I can't believe I didn't even fucking catch that. Oh, okay. But we, we're one-sided at times where it may seem like, oh, they're just defending Xbox or they're just defending Sony. I think we're more sided towards Xbox because that's what Ken's mostly into. So that's how we get most of our review codes. But it's like, man, at the end of the day, I just want to play fucking video games. I don't give a shit. If Sony's gonna put the money into developing a game, cool. I understand why it's only gonna be on their console then, but like, to go online and fight other people about it, it's like when I said I didn't like Metroid Dread, and people started looking it up to pick fights. Well, it's just because you're bad at the game.
I don't
know what to tell you, but if you're spending your time specifically searching out other people that disagree with you to then pick fights with them, like, it's one thing if it comes up naturally or you follow each other, but if you're just trying to pick fights with random people online, you're out of your fucking mind. Go get a different hobby, because this one clearly isn't helping you.
The thing,
And make sure you delete Twitter. That's a good recommendation in general.
the thing that drives me crazy is like, you see a Twitter account and he's got a PlayStation logo as his avatar, and
Which is fine. But let's be clear.
No,
that's fine.
I'm okay with that. I'm setting a stage here. He has a PlayStation avatar. He's like, for the players, hashtag in his description, whatever. But his entire feed, every tweet,
Talking about Xbox.
is talking about Xbox. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, spend that energy to play the games you love. Like, who cares what Xbox is doing? Like, clearly Phil Spencer lives in your head rent free. Because you care more about what they're doing wrong than the games you claim to love. And I don't get it. Like, who has that kind of time and energy?
I can't. No. Who cares?
I
That's the
don't
thing.
give a shit. Like, yes, I have a preference. If I can play something on my Xbox, that's where I'm going to play it. But I sure as shit am going to have a PlayStation, because otherwise I wouldn't play God of War. I wouldn't play Horizon. I wouldn't get to play all these amazing games that are coming out over here. Just like my Switch, man. I don't ever say anything nice about the Switch, but I would never get rid of that thing. No way.
Most of ours probably collects dust most of the time until something hot comes out for
Fucking
for
Mario,
Switch.
Zelda, Metroid. Like, when that shit comes out, I'm there day one, baby.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with preference, because like you said, I prefer my Xbox, but I don't at the moment, but I'm going to have a PlayStation to play those games. Like, I go where the games are. I have a PC to play the stuff that I can't play on the consoles, because I enjoy video games. To go to war about it, it doesn't make sense. And to be an adult, for a kid, maybe, okay, you don't know a lot, but for a grown person who actually pays bills and understands business and has some common sense.
They think they understand business.
Well,
and
yeah,
then they're like,
you're right.
I work the job. I make my money off of YouTube.
You're
Just
right.
not a bad thing, but like very different than the rest of the working world.
Dude,
Yeah,
we
it's just
argued
weird.
We argued as kids, but you know why? Because we were jealous.
Exactly.
My boy had a Genesis and I had a Super Nintendo, and I was jealous of his Genesis, so I would tell him that Mortal Kombat was better on the Super Nintendo.
I mean, it played better on the Super Nintendo, but it didn't have blood.
Yeah, but I said it was better because I was jealous because I didn't have blood.
Because he didn't. Yeah, he was jealous like that, and that's what you did when you was kids. But now y'all out here in spaces threatening people like them. I'm telling, like, oh my god! First of all, the fact that there's a Twitter...
that video that you sent us, like, I was just like, these guys are if they were standing next to each other, would be in a fist fight.
Over video games.
Over a video game console.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, oh man, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's called being an idiot. That's what it's called.
It's definitely.
I mean, that can be said about this podcast too.
I mean, that's fair, but
I'm well versed in being an idiot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he
I
didn't
can
have
tell
two-factor
you- I can tell you when
authentication
somebody's
on.
acting like one.
I didn't watch this video that you're talking about. I'm really glad I didn't.
Oh, you should, just
It's like-
because you'll be like,
No,
God
I'm
damn.
good. No, because the response I'll have is, oh yeah, that's right. That's where I left Twitter. That's right.
But oh man, Twitter is like, oh my god, like, and on top of the like fighting over what even cracks me up about the same is like everybody with 500 followers is a goddamn insider. Y'all know everything. Like I saw somebody the other day who was like, as soon as they announced season 2 of Last of Us, he's like, my insiders also tell me season 3 has been greenlit. I'm like,
Yeah, everybody has a guy now.
I don't got a guy. I don't got any guys. I don't care.
oh
I don't
my
have a
God.
If I had a guy and he was
I
like,
don't-
bruh, season 3 has been greenlit, I'd be like, fuck off. I don't give a shit.
Right.
That's the thing. Who cares? Who cares?
Oh my god, I can't. Twitter has made video game wars so much worse, and I don't understand it.
It definitely has.
Y'all need to stop and just play some video games. Like I've seen dudes out there spend more time than it takes to beat Hi-Fi Rush complaining about Hi-Fi Rush.
Make no sense.
And I blocked most of them, and people still keep putting this shit in my timeline. I'm like, what are you doing?
That reminds me of someone that used to send me DMs just to get me riled up, Ken. Fuck out of here complaining about other people.
I did it because it's you. I didn't send it to nobody else. I'm like, Anthony's
Yeah, I know you did it because it was me. So I would walk in there and drop the C-bomb on somebody.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Like, I've got a pit bull and I'm gonna let him maul these children.
I think I had the best comeback on Twitter the other day. I said something to piss somebody off, and he tweeted, yeah, there you go, off the boat. And he tweeted back to me because my profile picture, I still have my mask on. He just replied, said, "Nice mask." I was like, what? Is that it? Nothing else? Like, okay.
And one of those lips that fucking brainwash man if I
Anyway.
Is it bad if you just want to tell someone just please go away as fast as possible? Whether
I just
a
mute.
shotgun.
I just mute them so I don't see that shit in my timeline no more. I can't.
Yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, it's like for every disagreement I've had with people, whether it be listeners on the show, it's like that was minuscule in comparison to some of the shit I see online where they're threatening each other and stuff. I don't know. It's like, it's not fun.
Cash me outside.
I mean, listen,
shoot.
Dr. Phil deserved it. I'm not wrong. I'm not even wrong.
I mean, he is kind of... Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go, I'm going to ask, I know Anthony probably has no dog in this fight, but I want to know who's you pick. Who's going to the Super Bowl? The games are happening right after we record the show, so our predictions will be wrong, whatever we pick tomorrow when this goes live.
I'm going to go ahead and say Eagles.
And? Who's the other team? There's two teams that go to the Super Bowl.
I know, and
I'm going to say the Eagles. That's one.
That's it. They win.
I'm still debating on it.
I took Bengals Eagles. That's who I took. That's my guess.
You think so?
That's my guess. I think Burrow beats him for the fourth time in a row. I think it's Bengals Eagles.
I don't know.
I want it to be
still
Bengals.
Injured? Is he still injured?
Oh, Mahomes? I mean, a high ankle sprain is going to last longer than a week, so he's not going to be 100%.
Yeah. You may be right. You may be right.
He beat him when he was healthy 3 times in a row, though.
You know who the real winner of the Super Bowl is? The NFL.
Well, clearly, they make all the money.
Yeah.
Yep. They're also a non-profit organization.
I
think it'll be Cincinnati and the Eagles.
I do want it to be Bengals 49ers just because I relish that.
That's not going to happen.
I know.
That would be cool, though.
I mean, take me back to 1985.
Yeah.
I truly want the Bengals to win the Super Bowl this year. I want them to have one. They don't have one.
They're the only team that hasn't had one, right?
No. There's like 6 teams. Cleveland doesn't have one either.
I meant this one. This round.
One, yes, because the Chiefs have one. I think 1 or 2.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
49ers got boatload because fucking Joe Montana. I mean,
yeah.
Right.
And the Eagles have at least 2 or 3, I think.
I think 2.
Yeah. But yeah, the Bengals the only one left that doesn't have one. I want to see them get one.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, that's the show for this week. If you want to tweet at us, it's now at ZTGD Podcast on Twitter. You can still send emails to podcast@ztgd.com. And Phoenix Down, what's up? Like a dragon?
Yakuza like a dragon.
Rolling on them Yakuzas. But that's it. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, bitch.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.